Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me again on another day, another moment for us to let go of expectations. Today's stream topic is very much on the theme of letting go. I shared, this is basically stimulated, inspired by a conversation I had with Christian yesterday, where we were talking about letting go and just how much we're expected to, right? That one thing will be sure, you'll have to let go of certain things, let go of certain behaviors, let go of people, let go of situations you would have liked for it to be differently, let go of so much, so much. And how can we get better at that? How can we be less attached? How can we let go of expectations, right, of ourselves and of others? I have a bunch of things that I want to say about this dream topic. I feel, especially with the Christmas, the season coming up, we're probably going to have to be amongst people again. And there will be expectations. People will be expectationing of us. So hopefully we can explore a little bit. Supreme Overlord Wizard King is not here right now. He's at Popcho's place, going and getting some food. Thank you, Brother Corey, for joining us too. Already missing Joy Vive, I'm so used to her being smack dab in the middle of the stream so soon. Speaking of letting go, what happens to a thought when it's forgotten? I'm so sorry. That must have been so loud. Do forgive me. In order to let go of expectations, have none in the first place. I agree, but unfortunately, it's not exactly the same thing for family. All right, Corey? And there's a bunch of things that I want to say, but I don't know if I want to start ranting. I want to fall into the fractal. We'll get there. Corey, dude, I'm not high enough for that yet. Yeah. Yeah, Sam, same. Same. We're going to get there. I'm feeling all right today, Corey. A little tired, but I'm here. My doggo was eating, so I'm happy about that. Thank you so much for asking. How are you, my friend? Thank you, Chan, for telling us. Hey, you guys. How's it going, y'all? Doing well. Thank you, Brother Ryan, for joining us, too. Hi. How are you? Have you been willing to let go of something recently? I think there might be things worth saying about letting go. Here are ones on forgiveness. Very, very heavy on the forgiveness. Letting go can be forgiveness as well. But I did want to share a little bit ago that Meltmore, one of the meanings that I associate with Meltmore is let go. That let Meltmore in a way does mean to me, just let go, dude. Let go of ego. Let that shit forget. Maybe this is the one. Forget yourself for a moment. That is, forget your embodied existence and remember the transcendence of your awareness. It's a big one. Love is the great healer. I feel like all of these want to be read in this context of letting go. Beloved friends, come to understand at this point the true immensity of who you are and what you are. Understand that you are not so much dealing with things in the world as you are dealing with patterns of energy that reflect in some way what is in your consciousness. Therefore, the practice of forgiveness is the whole of spirituality. Why? Because forgiveness means to let the world off the hook, to let go, to release any sense of victim consciousness, and then, in doing so, to forgive oneself. Forgiveness is forgiveness of oneself forever, allowing the delusion to settle into one's own mind. Forgiveness is forgiveness of oneself, forever allowing delusion to settle into one's own mind. Forgiveness then completed is the establishment of love, It is not so much about anywhere, it's not so much about going anywhere, as much as it is about abiding within. Letting go. Letting go. Chopaz captured a moment of Meldmore. Thank you, friend. Love you. I appreciate you sending all of those fans as well. Chops, if you want to get like a little bit better audio quality, I have mics and full frame. You can find me on YouTube as well. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us, friend. So letting go. One of the things that I've really had to let go of recently is this whole plan I had to come to America, right? Hard one to let go of, and yet I'm expected to right now. Let go of the hope for things to be differently when it comes to relationships I have right now. Letting go of my friend. Christian is moving away, or at least that's his plan. We're selling his things. I've been helping him, move things out of his apartment. And there's a very real sense of letting go in that as well. Our topic yesterday kind of arose from this understanding that letting go is something we're going to always be expected to do. So much letting go that we might as well get good at it, right? Try to at least get good at it. The intentions on this joint is power on the inside and then humility or humble on the outside. Let go. And I feel the words let go can be seen negatively, can be seen as a means of giving up. But the way that I would like to see it, at least the way I would like to try and share this exploration with all of us, is that letting go is the freeing of yourself. It's the loving of yourself. It's Christmas soon, and some of us will probably be seeing family members. And the problem with my family specifically is extreme judgment and an unwillingness to celebrate each other, right? I don't know if I've ever heard, at least this side of the family, that I've ever heard any of them either celebrate each other or celebrate an individual. It's always this competitive streak, this financial one-upmanship, this classist willingness to try and put you in some sort of box depending on how much you earn and what your title is. And we do this thing where the 1 year we have Van Aswegen, my surname Christmas, and then the other year we do a Ruis Christmas. So mom's side of the family, then dad's side of the family. And the last time I had Christmas with mom's side of the family was before I started this journey. And the family was asking me, what are you gonna do, O? What's next for you? And I told them, I want to be a content creator. And they were laughing at me. They were laughing at me, like actually laughing at me. And I was like, I'll show you. I'll show you that it's possible. And now I'm gonna have to go back, right, and mingle with these family members that I haven't spoken a single word to since that Christmas. Not a single word. And I see myself fulfilling expectations, right? Like in the work I've been doing, in the stuff I've been allowing. Thank you, Brother Joe, for joining us too. It's so nice to have you here. The work I've been doing has been more accelerated than I could have anticipated, right? I actually will be able to brag brag about the achievements that I've kind of allowed, right? And I can trip myself out about that stuff. I can lean into the expectations they have of me. Or I have to let go. I have to let go of that want inside of me to prove to them that I am worthy, to prove to them that I've done enough, that I'm doing enough, that I am going to be successful. Right? Oh yeah, I'm a yoga teacher now, and I'm making art, and I did well with the YouTube, and I just feel like that's not what it's about, and yet that's the only thing they're gonna want to hear. You know, how do I explain to them, you friends? How do I explain to them what this space has done for us? How do I explain to them what I plan on doing in the future? Do I need to? Or is it going to be better for me to let go of the want to impress, the want to fit in, the want to be a good family member? Right? And I'm saying family member as in almost like a node slash status bar slash weight contributor, right? On a mesh network, I'm a family member. And because I am elevating my status, that somehow makes me a better or worse family member. And I don't know if all of us are supposed to be facing these things. Barbosa, nice having you here, and CEGI, nice having you here too, friends. If you want better audio and better video, I have a YouTube channel streaming live right now as well. Meltmore, same name, live on the other side. So yeah, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do about our family members expecting things of us? Right? Because we can't go into that exchange by having no expectations because other people have expectations. And then you have to come to this conclusion, this personal evaluation, whether or not you have met your own expectations as well. Right? And a part of me realizes that I've done a lot this year, at least contextually towards or contrasted to how much I did last year, right? Reflecting back on where I was exactly last year at this time and how much I've done and how much I believe I still was capable of doing. I don't know if I did enough. I don't know if I did enough. Part of me says I didn't even do a fraction of what I could have been doing. And the other part of me is like, you're doing 200% more than you were doing last year this time. But 200% more of something can still be, will always be a fraction of infinity. So I've been letting go of this expectation of myself in some ways as well. What am I expecting of myself? Why am I expecting so much of myself? Is it ego, a pride thing? Am I trying to prove something to myself or to my family about how great I am? Do I want their approval? Do I want them to say something specifically? Do I want them to be like, oh, actually, you're the greatest. And we all realize it now. And now this is going to be the truth. Do I want that? Do any of us want that? Maybe for a second, and then not anymore. Right? So letting go of these wants to be seen in a certain way, to be approved of, especially with family, is a difficult thing to do because we're programmed not to, right? Hey, Abby, thank you for joining me too. We're programmed not to. If you are not liked by your tribe, you could lose the safety of that tribe. You could be an outcast and die, not being able to take care of yourself alone, not having shelter or access to fire, right? So for the longest time, we've been incentivized not to be differently, to fit in, to meet expectations. especially societal norms as the expectations. Like, this is what's normal in society. That's why you're expected to do it, right? I'm gonna be asked the question of why am I not pursuing women? And I'm gonna be like, well, I have other things to do right now. Oh, oh. And I don't want to have that conversation. I don't want to have that conversation, but I'm already having the conversation in my head so that I can have the conversation later. And to teach myself how to let go of that. To let go of that. To let go of the want to be prepared. Nah. How about that? Wanting to be prepared to talk to your own family. Like you're presenting a resume to an employer. We're doing things in a very interesting way this is about. And yet, I do believe things are heading towards a better and better space. I feel technology, electronics, is one of the ultimate leveling of the playing field when it comes to the economy, success, interoperability, widespread impact, and brackets of entry, right? Like if you wanted to be a world-class architect that builds in the most illustrious and high sought after real estate, that's a hard gig to get, right? And yet with the internet and the meta space we're heading into, any person who's willing to spend the time learning how to design a building and learning how to use those design skills in 3D software would be able to design beautiful buildings that get seen by people without needing millions of dollars in funding to get that thing manifested in the real world, right? Like a conversation I had with Christian yesterday about how I believe we've been using a bunch of different means, resources, mediums to experience life for a long time, right? For the longest time, matter has been our medium. We had to manifest things within matter in order to see it in the outside world. And now our new medium is becoming pixels. Instead of making the actual thing, you simulate the light that bounces off of the thing directly, cutting out a whole step of manifestation, going closer to the source, light, actual light. And it could be completely white brightness just blasting in your eyeballs, and it could be a black off screen. And yet somewhere in between that 1 and 0 and latent space, this. What the hell? and I'm trying to make happy using that as a medium, right? Trying to create an experience that is going to be hope inspiring, something that makes us actually feel like there is love in the world instead of just more doom, more gloom, more the world is ending, more doomerism. New word that I read today, doomerism. More doomerism. Why? For what? Suffer twice? Right? Even if you're right about predicting the doom of humanity, then you suffered it twice. Again, the letting go of things. Like I'm suffering twice the conversations I'm gonna have with my family. And the best part is I'm having those conversations with myself, right? I can notice the societal expectations in my own behavior. I think that's the real trip about being a human is you can notice yourself expecting things that have nothing to do with your life experience. Like I was doing Christmas shopping today, for example, and I was in a state of distress because I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to buy my mom and my dad. Like straight up stressing, actually stressing. I was searching for hours. I was asking AI chat models to give me freaking gift ideas. Why? Why? And it's an expectation. It's another societal expectation. And I'm like reflecting, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing because at a certain level of your existence, that's what's expected. And I'm like, is it expected of me from my family? Is that what they want to see? Or is that what I want to do because I want to show my family that I think about them and I'm willing to expend my resources on them because of how much I love them? How can I do something thoughtful? How can I give them a gift that is actually going to be useful to the point where it's something they might use every day or something they might gain a lot of satisfaction out of instead of just something that's going to be in a closet somewhere? I got my dad an expensive bottle of whiskey, mom like a set of different bath salts, my sister a bunch of hair growth serums because that's what she's into. At least this is what I've noticed in her fractal. Every single time we're going to some sort of, fancy hair place, there's like this. I mean, and she has hair, like her hair actually explodes from her head, and her mind goes, more, I need more. Because she wants her hair for some arbitrary reason. And I don't know, so please do correct me if you know why. She wants her hair to be down to her buttocks, her lower back. What? And her hair is like curly, right? So that is like 2 meter long hair. And I'm like, why, Shantae? And instead of holding on to that why, I let go of it and I just bought her a bunch of hair serums. Vessel, this precision kind of screwdriver set. He's a Xiaomi fanatic. It's a brand. And I bought him a Xiaomi screwdriver. And I do not get, and he's like very dedicated to kind of going full ecosystem of Xiaomi. Like he wants a Xiaomi fridge and a Xiaomi microwave, and a Xiaomi kettle, and a Xiaomi air fryer that you can set with the app recipes. He has Xiaomi lights on his Xiaomi phone that he like voice controls. And I'm like, bro. And instead of criticizing, instead of trying to steer him away from that, buy him a freaking Xiaomi screwdriver. And Rudo is moving out of university basically and starting to work, moving into an apartment to go closer to the place he's working at. And I bought him a vacuum cleaner, one of those handheld ones. You could potentially clean his car with it as well. He's a really on it dude when it comes to the way he presents himself. And I think that could be something it might find useful. And there was a part of me that had to let go of anger, right? Like the space I was in when I left home, like the stuff that went down when I left home. And then when I came here, like the day I came here was also Rudo's birthday, celebration. And I came through alone, and I was supposed to come through with my siblings. My sibling, Vessel, my 4-year younger than me sibling, was supposed to drive because my license is lost with my wallet and I haven't bothered to get another one. Part of me wants to go like, I don't need paperwork. And it's been like this battle that I'm unwilling to let go of with my mom as well. She really wants me to get an ID again. And I'm like, Mama, I can't. I don't care about having an ID. Anyway, not the point. So, wait, how did I even get here? Yeah, my siblings were supposed to drive me because I don't have a physical copy of my license. And I came through, so Rudo was very disappointed in me, sharing how I could have been pulled over by the cops and spent time in jail, or I could have been hit by another car, and then if I don't have a license, I'll get arrested because I don't have a license and now I'm in an accident. And how disappointed he is in me. Like that was the last exchange I had with my my other brother, and some of your friends might remember the exchanges with the other two siblings as well. And there was this resentment, this anger, this petty, I'll show them, they don't deserve anything kind of mentality going on in my head for a long time. Maybe even up until yesterday, even. And I had to let go of it. I could keep being salty. I could keep pretending like I'm somehow a victim to my family's criticism, my family's expectations of me to be a good Christian boy. Or I can just accept that they don't accept me and let go of my expectation for them too. That's the really the best way that I've come up with kind of like dealing with it, letting go. 420, blaze it. Nice to see you, friend. I'll light up to you, dude. Thank you. Thank you for being a constant reminder that there are things to do. Yeah, the rant. Thank you, friends, for indulging me, for feeling into the fractal of being a human being, consciously evolving by being willing to acknowledge parts of ourselves, realizing that these parts of ourselves that we're willing to acknowledge are in all of us, finding more reasons to accept, to believe that we're actually all one. LTN fam, can't stick around for this one, but I wanted to send a little love. I hope you all enjoy your moments today. Hugs and shiny fruit. Love you, Joe. Thank you for joining us, friend. I'm feeling lighter than I have been, Shannon. Maybe it's the weed. Maybe it's because I did some yoga last night after Fruit Cup went to bed, but I feel lighter. A real symptom of letting go is the fact that you feel lighter. So I feel you're very much in tune, Brother Corey. Thank you for sharing this energy with us. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you, Shannon, for the encouragement. Letting go is difficult when it's something we want so badly or someone we love so dearly, but letting go makes room for new experiences and opportunities. Beautifully said. Ooh, just fractals. Yeah, letting go of the expectation for family to accept us. That's the one that I really realized. I just want to be accepted by my family. That's the only thing I really want. And they don't, because they believe if they accepted me, they would be damning me to hell, inevitably, right? So it's an expectation that I have that is very, in my mind, not a big expectation, right? Please just accept me for who I am. How about that? Stop trying to force your ideologies down my throat, please. Please. And then I watch myself doing the exact same thing, right? A conversation I had with Vessel, the reason things kind of really went sour between me and my siblings is because just after the farm burnt down, there was only a little bit of green grass on our yard where we were kind of like keeping the fire literally at bay with buckets of water and hitting it on the ground. And the cows came into our yard to eat some of the greenery because of everything being scorched. And Vessel came out and he asked me, why are the cows in the yard? Right? And usually we do chase the cows out of the yard because there's grass everywhere else, right? And that day, if they were even on stream behind me, I just let the cows be. And he asked me, why are the cows outside? Or why are the cows inside? And I tell him, well, they probably just want to eat, green grass. As consciousness, they probably know that all of the scorched wasteland isn't going to be very fruitful, and the green yard probably will be. And he tells me the cows aren't conscious. And my mind instantly goes, whoa, what do you mean the cows aren't conscious? He's like, the cows aren't conscious, they're just reacting to instinct. I'm like, okay. How do you know that? And he tunes me. If the cows were conscious, they would have had cell phones. I'm like, oh, so consciousness is dictated by our ability to have cell phones, is it? And then it started becoming a little bit conniving, right? Where I was like, dude, all I'm saying to you is that the same consciousness that you are, this awareness of your hands that you're looking at right now, that cow is that same consciousness, but instead of looking at hands, looks at hooves beneath it, sees grass, right? You're gonna be like, oh, burnt Cornish wasteland or green grass, and you're consciously choosing to go one direction or another. And he's like, nope, isn't that way. And he at least uses a whip to like whoosh, whoosh, making a loud noise, chasing the cows away. And I'm like, why do you think they're scared of the whip? It's like, because it makes a loud noise. I'm like, yeah. If they weren't conscious, why would they, be scared of it? And he basically, lashes out at me about trying to force my ideologies down his throat. And that's the conversation we had. And it was like, I wasn't trying to force my ideology down your throat. I'm just trying to explain to you that consciousness is far reaching, and we should be thinking about how we treat things, how we treat ourselves as consciousness, right? Like the relationship we have with consciousness itself, the things we are willing to let go of and the things we aren't. Are we willing to let go of the value we place on conscious things? And I've reasoned with myself a lot about the cows. We eat our own cows. And one of the things that I are inspired by the most when I look at the cows, especially when they're babies, is how they play, how they chase each other around, right? And they get to live good lives. They live 8 up to 11 years. And they have space, and they get to have babies, and they have water to drink, all the food they could ever eat. And things do die, eventually. And in nature, things usually don't die that well. It can, more often than not, be pretty traumatic. What am I willing to let go of? Realizing that the universe ultimately is just eating itself, right? The earth has been ceaselessly eating itself for billions of years. Different versions of self eating itself, but still the same earth. Self-contained little terrarium, right? Little capsule of life floating through the void of space. And we're gonna we already did figure out how to do lab-grown meat, even FDA approval for lab-grown meat now. So we're going to the point where we're gonna be able to eat wheat, right? Vat-grown meat. And what is the fact, I honestly believe that there's still going to be some level of consciousness participating in the growing of these cells, right, into this growth medium. That is still going to be some level of consciousness. But then we can talk about sentience, right? And I feel maybe that's what Wessel was getting at. Maybe he believes cows don't have sentience. They might have consciousness, but not sentience. I do believe they have sentience as well, though. And cells growing into a medium might not be sentient of what it is they're doing. They might just be fulfilling a purpose. So is that better ethically? I'd like to believe so. But then it brings up the question in me of how many cows will then cease to live in the future, right? Because they won't be necessary. As I mentioned earlier, like these cows on the farm live whole lives. Like they get to experience Earth as cow, and they live in relatively low fear states, right? Like there's nothing hunting them. They don't know they're gonna die. It sounds so freaking dark. Oh goodness. Like I feel that's something that animals might not really be actively contemplating. It's something we as human beings really do. We think about the fact that we'll die one day, probably more than any other creature on this planet. And from a young age, from a very young age as well, makes the experience of being alive all that more interesting. Makes it difficult for us to let go. Joyviv, again, friend, was sending some love to you even before you're here. It's nice to have you. But it all comes back to when we have control over and what we don't. I think I might have missed room for new opportunities. But it also comes back to what we have control over and what we don't. There's no need to worry about the past and I should have this and I should have that, because you can't change what you've already been through. Morning Joy. Thank you, Corey, for sending so much love. Sam says, Melt, humility may be required to handle judgmental family members. People who only show up for work every day don't understand the life we lead. So when you tell them about this space, tell them about our beautiful friends, about their accomplishments. Tell them about the love and acceptance of this living space that has created. Yeah, Sam, that's so nice. Whew, that's so nice. Yeah, I like that. I agree. I think we all face in some way. Charity Gordon, nice having you here, friend. Are you from you now? It's nice having you. It's so nice seeing your name here. Family's hard sometimes. When they have expectations, it's difficult for them to see the value in what you've chosen, especially since it's so different to what they're choosing, right? And I think that's going to be the part for them that they have the most trouble dealing with, is this unwillingness to accept there are different ways to live. That even though they might have seen a lot of people live a certain way, and it might have, in some capacity, worked for them, doesn't mean everybody has to do that, you know. And acceptance, but then again it becomes an expectation. Spent most of living in disabled where? Expectations are everywhere in my life. We need expectations, but healthy balance. I agree. Balance is the thing that I feel the infinity really reminds me of. Perfect duality is infinity. You have to have balance for you to be massive. Aiden, so nice having you here as well. Try explaining what you see, that you see the world is lacking in a certain regard, and that you're trying to help fill that space. That you understand the need for money, but how much do you actually need? As for why no girlfriend, simple. I'm working on myself so that I can be the version I need to be for when the right person comes along. I feel like that's the answer I usually give as well, dear Corey. Thank you so much for sharing that wisdom. I'm good, I'm just cleaning today. My space is such a mess and I need to make some order out of the chaos. Thank you, dear brother, for doing that for yourself. It's going to clear your mind space as well. You will have the courage to give it to them straight. I see you talking about your progress, setbacks, dreams, and disappointments openly. I probably will. I'll tell them about the America trip getting canceled, right? I'll tell them everything. I'll share. But I'm not going to share from a place of being expected to, right? I'm not going to be, like, and expectations have been a big one for me. Like, yo, for some reason I've been having a hard time with expectations. I think it's because I expect so much of myself, and it's almost like the more I heed the expectations of others, the less I'm capable of heeding my own expectations. And then I get angry at myself for both not heeding my own expectations, and I inevitably build some level of resentment towards the other person for taking my ability to be my full self, you know. And it's something I'm trying to remind myself. I feel you, Aiden. I can only handle a mess for so long. Amara doesn't understand. The little kid selves, you know, just have like their taps all the way open. Our adult selves get more and more laser focused about the bar we want things to be in. And yeah, we become critical, unwilling to let go of things. What exactly? I couldn't clean these last few days because my back is pinched and I was just sitting with this mess and was bothering me so much. I'm getting it done. Thank you, Aiden. First coming to my mind is asking you, do you hang? Do you hold on to a bar and just let your legs hang free? Expectations are mostly by lack any aspect of life. Mostly by lack any aspect of life. I feel we have, as a living organism, a certain level of base expectations, right? Hygiene, I feel, is important for a good quality of life. Food is definitely an expectation that's going to have to be met. Water is an expectation. Oxygen is an expectation. We can go into sunlight, we can go into a bunch of them. So by definition, I do agree with what you're saying, that there are going to be expectations that you can't let go of, right? You can be all Zen mode 5000 for like a week and not eat food or whatever, right? But then definitely it won't exactly serve you. Susanna, thank you for joining us. Friend, it's nice having you. Just see your family, teacher. A true meaning of life brought you your true spirit potential. I'm learning in my life, so thanks. Thank you from Oxford UK. Thank you, Charity, for joining us, friend. Sending you so much love. This is a space where we grow together. We do it every day for that reason. Bethany, Auntie, thank you for joining me. It's nice having you here, friend. How are you doing? How are the kids? Cleanse, heal with the kids today. Sounds good. I hope it was easy to get up and the day as well. Thank you, Auntie, for that encouragement. I need to see update photos of those babies. Please do send. Be ever reluctant to judge others, because what is right for one is wrong for another. The merchant whose work is to build up a big trade, not only to his own advantage, but also to that of all those he may employ, thereby gaining knowledge of efficiency and control and developing the virtues associated with each, must of necessity use different qualities and different virtues from those of a nurse, sacrificing her life in the care of the sick, and yet both, if obeying the dictates of the soul, are rightly learning those qualities necessary for their evolution. That's beautiful, Shan. Yo. That by showing up, Christian is back. Hello, Christian. Oh, he's listening to music right now. Hello. Hello, Christian. Hello. Are you drinking a beer right now?
No.
No, it doesn't drink and drive. Drinking and driving.
Oh, I was actually thinking about it like on the way here. I'm like, this is totally drinking and driving, like literally, in the most literal sense.
You want a microphone? Come on, dude. We have like a few minutes. Come on, guys. Come.
Let me go to the bathroom.
Cool. Who needs tears? Nice having you here. Is obeying the commandments of our soul, our higher self, which we learn through consciousness, instinct, and intuition that matters. On page 47, of course. What I've noticed is that you friends matter, right? I guess that's something that I'll be able to really explain to my family as well. Is that I've not, in many times in my life, seen so much importance as I do in you friends. Land loves truly. It's nice having you here, friend. If you want to join us with like good audio, like really good audio, and like full, oh goodness, so I was starting to share my socials, and then the person started hitting on me, and then I suddenly stopped. I was like, wait a second. Thank you, friend. I have no I have no role in how hot I am. You know, this is complete coincidence. My genetics built proteins until I look like this. I can't take any pride. I appreciate the love though. It's very nice of you. Hey, you wanna smoke this joint with me?
Don't you mean motherfucker.
Your cat, oh.
I am the sir.
You're the cat, Christian. They will probably think we are imaginary friends. How funny. Oh, goodness. Are you imaginary friends? Am I hallucinating? Oh, goodness. Dry, it's nice having you here, friend. Aunt B, nice to spend time with you on Twitch last night. How are you this morning? Thank you. Who needs to hear this? Sending so much love. Dry again, love to you. Hi, Dry. We are.
These bananas are about to self-destruct.
Yeah, those bananas are being eaten by something else right now. We are Will and Wonder.
Potassium is going to waste.
Bound to recall, remember. We are born of one breath and one word. We are all one spark. Corey, impeccable timing.
For a second, I read stress away as having the ingredient of capybara.
Yep, mashed up capybaras.
That would
Make me-
make perfect sense.
Bruh.
Stressing things away.
The
Capybaras are such
They
stress-free
do look
creatures.
pretty zen, don't they? You want to get some stress away? Imagine smoking oregano. You're tripping, my guy. I'm not the one tripping. You're the one hitting on me, dude. You're the one tripping, no.
Who's hitting on you?
Clint loves Truly. He goes, hi, Poppy. You're hot. Mwah. Meow, Poppy. I'm
my word.
tripping. Want some? 47 right now. Hey, look who it is. It's Wyzik. Thank you, Brother Bay, for joining us. Did you put some in your neck?
No. Good morning, Isaac. Long time no see.
It has been a while.
Long time no comments.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, dear Isaac. How are you doing, Brother Bear? Tell us. We were talking about games the other day, like really getting deep into games. And I was like, you play yourself your fair share of Elden Ring. Been missing you. Been
Oh,
missing
man.
you too, dude.
I'm waiting for Elden Ring to get cheaper, dude. One of them Steam sales.
Christian, you can only play Elden Ring if you also buy yourself a controller, bro.
What?
Hmm.
Is that a thing?
Isaac, is that a thing?
Can't you just put the game on like super easy setting and play it with mouse and
Oh, he's gonna put the game on super easy setting. You hear that?
Mm,
You hear that? He's gonna put it on super easy setting.
mahalo.
No such thing, dude. There's only getting asked in that game, bro.
I don't want to
Unfortunately.
get asked in that game. I don't want Dark Souls vibes of asking.
You're gonna get Dark Souls. Isaac, share. Oh, is he going to have a good time?
Oh, can't they hear me through your microphone? I feel like I'm getting, I don't know, neutered every time.
He's getting neutered
Neutered.
by having a microphone on him. I'm
It's
so
like-
sorry that's how you.
Here, put this leash on. You fucking troglodyte.
I mean, you can move like 250 meters away with that leash, and you'll still be picked up.
That's pretty good. Have you tested that?
No. Apparently, like the real number is like 200 to 150 with like obstacles.
Probably like 50 meters.
Still, 50 meters is crazy. Bro.
That is quite a lot.
It's been amazing. First few days was awesome. Mushroom trip with Jeff was incredible. Yes, that sounds amazing. Hi, Zach. Thank you for joining us, dude. Sharing that love as well. Sam, timing is my useless superpower. Show up on time, but never get anything spectacular. Maybe green lights while driving, but never to win the jackpot at a casino. You know,
Corey, being on time is a virtue.
I believe this as well.
Be happy that you have it. I struggle with people that don't come on time. Then again, I also got over it not too long ago. Where I was like, you know, fuck it, what the hell am I rushing for? Why am I so adamant that people should arrive on the prescribed time, like down to the minute? Or
Because
5 minutes early.
I like to, but I also like spending time by myself. So I just sit there.
I'm
and
usually
wait.
the one that's always early or on time. I'm hardly ever late.
Yeah.
And you seem so lame. You seem like you've got nothing better to do. Not like you're there on time.
I believe
The
that.
perception.
So just on that level, we're talking today
Is that
about.
the same fat motherfucker that we smoked earlier that almost
Yeah.
knocked us out?
Yeah, we still smoking the same thing.
Ah, wow.
Uh,
That dude ski is stunk.
Thank you for derailing my train of thought, Christian.
That joint has big dick energy, dude.
Yeah, it's power and humility at the same time, dude.
That was powerful. I'll say that.
You wanna? Are you holding the lighter right now?
I'm holding a beer can right now. How is it that things happen if not for you? I mean, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to see it, did it really fall?
And I'm talking on the level of just perception. Like that is the level of perception, right? But if you're not here to experience any of this, is any of this even happening? Right? So how is it that things happen if not for you? I was like looking at that piece of paper, and I was like, I need to write something on this piece of paper. It was when I just got the new pens. I was like,
This is nice paper for Garrick's.
It's just the right thickness, yeah.
I have similar A4 pieces of paper.
Cool.
You are not to take that lighter with you, bro.
No, it's yours, so.
I'm sorry. It's just, I cannot part with it.
Christian?
This is something that I'm gonna give to my great grandchildren by proxy.
I'm just imagining your.
Wait, this is like ancient technology.
I was about to. That's literally what I was going as well. I was like, your kids are probably gonna have some sort of like crazy tech, you know, and like grandpa, that's like some.
Out of their
fossil
cyber
tech.
finger.
Out of their cyber finger, light their joints. So the point I was trying to make before you completely derailed me is that we're talking about letting go today, letting go, and especially letting go of other people's expectations and interpretations of us. Right? Because you were just mentioning how if you show up too soon. No, bro, like that's loud in our friends' ears, man. Like, and it even pisses me off if someone does that over and over again in my vicinity, bro.
What were you saying?
I'm talking about letting go of things.
Oh.
No. I know, Christian. I know. But now I want you to let go of wanting to play with the lighter right
you want
now.
me to let go? Okay.
And not for me, but for the collective sanity of the space, dude. Right?
Oh, they're fine. They're like sane too, dude. They're gonna sane their way through this entire
Bro,
thing.
I feel like the space, unironically, Christian, expands my consciousness to encompass more than just my own. I'm not joking. Oh.
This is where your third eye is most wide open, right? Good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm gonna shove my dirty ass diseased thumb in it and twist. Like, fucking-
Thank you, Christian. That's nice. It just gets turned to light anyway, bro.
Oh, this woo-woo stuff. It makes sense and then it doesn't.
Nothing makes sense, dude. Do you think this makes sense? The fact that we're 9 to 5ing right now, that makes sense to us. Yeah, that's just how it is. We work always, most of the time. Why? Because we need to keep working always.
Because this
most
is
of the
how our
time.
ancestors have done it, and this is how we must proceed to do it forever.
This is how the school system.
Because otherwise, you risk disappointed parents. You can't do that.
Dude, I was talking about social norms and
You
how the thing I'm really getting to let go of right now is these expectations my family have of me to social norming.
Luckily, I really do believe that modern parents are becoming more and more adaptable. I guess.
My mom is pretty understanding,
Evolutionary.
dude. My mom is really a cool.
Like you can't,
Mom.
with the way things are speeding up more and more to an accelerated degree. I mean, you cannot expect to know what is right and I don't know what the formula is, I guess.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah,
gauge
you cannot
success
say
these
like, no, you
days?
must listen to me. My wisdom will carry you through life. And I'm like, yeah, maybe wisdom that worked in 1950, sure.
Bro, my favorite quote for old people is they spent their whole lives preparing for a world that no longer exists. We live in the future now. Everything's gonna get so cool.
It's gonna
Sci-fi
get
or
crazier.
fantasy.
It's gonna get crazier for you people out there.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna get really whack. Like, robot assistants at restaurants are not that far off.
Oh, 5 years.
They're already there, actually.
5 years and
I've,
it's
I've
gonna
I've
be
actually
on us,
seen that
yeah.
shit. Like robot waiters
They have like trays
bringing
and they
their
move.
dude.
Yeah.
The way things are happening so quickly, I'm not ready. My body's not ready. I need a bit of time to process.
You're gonna have to let go of the past, Christian.
I ain't got no attachments to the past. I just have high hopes for the future.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to let go of those in some aspects as well.
I'm like, please, let's not screw it up with all the cool shit that we knew. Please, please, humans, breed empathy, love each other, love everyone,
I believe,
love yourself.
and I'll keep sharing this until I'm dead. The economics of being nice makes more sense than the economics of being mean.
Yeah, but there's a difference between being nice for the sake of gain and then actually being nice.
I believe that we can get the world to be nice for the sake of gain first. And then we're gonna be like, actually, this feels kind of nice. And I don't fear for my life.
That sounds like some fucking dog training right there. It's like, huh? You be nice, you get a treat.
Exactly.
Be nice, you get a treat.
Yeah.
You
And
be
then
so-
it's like,
and
"Whoa, I
unfortunately,
wanna be
that's what
nice."
we've come to. What is our option? Have you seen humans out there? Oh fuck. Oh, some of the driving, dude.
And dude, like you get to make money being not nice, bro. You get to make more money sometimes being not nice right now, in certain aspects. So
How
it's
can I screw my employees to put a few extra bucks in my wallet?
and then the other way around. How can I screw my
My
employer
employer.
to get as many monies without having to
Without
do
having to work.
Yeah.
It's a interesting dynamic.
It basically begets the monetary system, bro. When there's no distributed network, when it's top down. Swamp. What are we willing to let go of? The old systems, please. I was wondering about that too. Finish work, and I'm off from Friday until next weekend. Jasmine's family leaves today, and we'll have some good space before my family comes. We'll get some good peace before my family comes home. I mean, people bear Elden Ring with all sorts of things, dance pads, Guitar Hero controllers, etc. Christian giving side character energy with that easy mode BS.
What does that mean?
That he's basically tuning you that you don't actually know what Elden Ring or the Dark Souls games are.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, like there's no such thing as easy mode.
Yeah.
You just get either you don't play the game or you get ass. There's no in between.
I thought that maybe there was an easy mode on it.
Jokes. No. Shannon, ultimately loves thumbs up. Moving slow today. Didn't get the best sleep, but happy to be here. Take it slow, dear friend. It's Sunday. You deserve some time off as well. I'm late if I'm on time. I show up to work 40 to 60 minutes early. Gotta enjoy my coffee and smokes. Treat yourself. Be in that meditative space of just, okay,
Get a pie sometimes. Maybe an ice cream.
setting up for what comes. Okay, I was a band nerd, so I'm compulsively early on time everywhere I go. Yeah, gang. On time gang. But man, Jasmine really enjoyed the trip. Felt so good to carry her through it. An extremely different experience than any other. It was night, so not any nature. A lot of fun stimulation. I feel you probably got lost in the fractal of each other as well, right? Just smoked a fatty myself and got me feeling some kinds of way right now. Thank you for tuning into the frequency with us, dear friend. I mean, I'm definitely a more useful ordinary power than always finding the matching sock. A lot of therapeutic conversations and resonance. It was nice allowing Jasmine to glimpse into a world that I could show her around. It was beautiful. Dude, Isaac is married. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Absolutely. My ordinary superpower is that I can walk away from the microwave after I set it, and my brain reminds me like 10 seconds before it gets off. My internal timer is on point. You got a constant and stable release of dopamine. Apparently, that's how we engage time. If
Constant and steady release of dopamine. That's interesting.
If you're
So if you have a mastery of time, you're telling me you have a mastery over your dopamine levels.
I could think of that as an adjacent thing I could be saying, but I don't feel like that would
So
be.
in tandem, one of the contributing factors.
You could get better at eating time.
Time is a very funny thing to me.
Time.
That was, I think, my favorite Morgan Freeman thingy documentary episode. The one about time. It was
Yeah.
like, nothing can happen without time passing. Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Something has to grow in a vector of 3D space, and every slice of that vector of 3D space is time. You're learning, you're feeling this moment right now because of your perceptual awareness of time. But the joke about it is that you can't actually point at time and be like, here it is. Time is technically not something that exists. Right? The eternal now is true.
I mean, we haven't.
But the eternal now is moving.
We like proving things based on particles and observations, right?
Yeah.
Time doesn't have a particle. I mean, at least not one that we can prove, right? So it's technically an invisible, imaginary force. It's our perception of events happening one after another. I need to read up more on time, actually.
Time to me is another dimension, not a particle. That the 3 dimensions of space exist within the dimension of time, but that
So
dimension
what is that?
of
The
time-
4th dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4th dimension. 5th dimension being consciousness. So who is
Yeah.
that guy that
Consciousness, I believe, exists
talked
in the
about that
5th dimension.
stuff?
Yeah. I believe this as well, actually. That the fact that you're aware of time means, again, that time is something encapsulated by your consciousness. And the same like thought experiment of 2-dimensional entity is just a little box, for example, or a triangle or a circle. And it could build itself a house with 4 little walls as lines, and nothing can come inside its house and its door is closed. And then you as a 3-dimensional being can take your finger and put it on its, put your finger in the middle of its house. And to its perception, you will suddenly start to exist out of nowhere in its space. And then if you lift your finger up, you will suddenly phase out of existence. Not because you're doing some magic, not because you're breaking any rules, just because you exist outside of that dimension. And then we exist in this dimension of time as well, where we age slowly, but we're also the same awareness, ceaseless, constantly in the now, aware of the passing of that time, which means, again, a larger encompassing layer, intersecting into this one. And then your consciousness can also intersect into layers outside of just this perception. We're scared to let go because there's so much more that we don't know.
Speaking of letting go, you want to tell everyone how you've been crying about leaving?
Yeah, I did actually.
You did? I actually cried?
I think I did mention I was crying yesterday, right? Yeah, that was basically the start of the stream. Talking about the things I've been letting go of. I told them about letting go of you, Holmes.
I'm gone
Yeah.
over the horizon.
Selling his stuff. Bed is gone.
I'm leaving
Leaving.
overseas.
We'll probably not see him for a long time.
I mean, not yet. It's not happened yet.
That's true.
Not even remotely close.
Yeah, it's quite a mission. Moving
It is
to
a mission.
Europe.
Shit, it's a lot harder than I expected.
Gravity Goose here too. I am wet sack of time experiencing itself. Yes.
I am a wet sack.
I am wet sack.
I am wet sack. I am the wet sack.
The wet sack. Yeah, dude. 70% water.
Goob, you are so much more than just a wet sack, man.
Bro, Gob is the all consciousness. He's
Gob, sorry.
Yeah. Gob is the all consciousness. I love y'all. I'm in and out, but I've been ever grateful for these days. The things we manifest in the space are spreading, and I hope is rising. While the facade fades away, choice is being remembered. Wising. So do you love Brother Bear? Love you too, dude. I was literally thinking about you today and yesterday on stream during if you would pop in and let you know the day you showed up. Thank you for manifesting with us, Aiden. Calling our friends into the space. I'm heading out. I'll be more. You dude, no expectation. We love you, dude. Go and spend some time with your loved ones. That's a vibe, Gob. We love you so much, friends. It's Goop and Gob. Gob, God, Goop, good. Same diff. Yeah, I actually like sometimes joking, mistakenly saying God. I mean Gob. You know. Yeah.
I see.
It's the cosmic giggles. We are all just meat sacks with feelings and consciousness. We are all the fundamental God consciousness experiencing itself
Things
as humanity.
sound so patronized when they're precursored by just.
Just.
Yeah, we are just meat sacks with consciousness and what was it?
Consciousness and feelings.
Feelings and consciousness. Right. Yeah, we are just meat sacks of feelings and consciousness. I sometimes go through existential crises about being a meat sack with feelings and consciousness.
I believe I could still kind of argue for that point where this experience we're having is just that. But the experiencer in infinity, right? The thing we're experiencing is and it's so good. It's so good. Like, I mean, the fact that I have bones and muscles and, you know, little networks of electron, carrying signal inducers, that can also go back, dual feedback.
My
And
mind
it's-
just went real dark there, where I'm like, yeah, it's so good, it's so good. Holds you down, starts breaking finger by finger. Well, I've experienced the pain, but essentially, it went dark, but it also has many positive aspects as well.
Bro,
So you can
my body
can
is.
feel heat, dude. Isn't that cool? You can feel heat.
I'm feeling disturbed right now as well, which is also pretty cool. Right, straight up, I had that tingly feeling coming down my spine into my legs, almost like preparing me to run away or something. Like I was really imagining the whole fingers getting broken things. I'm not. It's like that's you're like this visceral connection to self.
Oh,
Also confused Oompa Boompas. Just a meat snorkel in the ocean of life conducting my soul. I think soul is basically the thing experiencing ultimately. Soul, consciousness, spirit, those words kind of go together in my mind. And then you wake up into your version of self. Like for me, the consistency of it, bro.
for me, it's such a mystery. It's why I don't fear death at all. Is because whatever is waiting for me on the other side, it's not what I'm gonna expect at all.
Dude, the fact that we dream, like that's some wacky shit, isn't it, bro?
None of us have come back to explain to us what it's like. I mean, not properly at least. There have been people that have died and have come back and explained what the hell goes on. But
I think it's gonna be individualized, bro.
I think so too. I think it's incredibly personalized.
And I feel it's going to be like so. And I've had this thought many times before, dude. That it's almost like you as a node of consciousness, of the same node of consciousness, cutting through the infinity that is consciousness, right? And every single point you could find yourself in is going to be divinely unique in of itself. But you can like see that the whole thing being made up of points like that.
I kind of imagine it as a video game, but you literally cannot see yourself. Like you're floating through space,
Yeah.
but you cannot explain what you are.
You were just aware.
You're just there.
Yeah, like a invisible floating
You're
eye.
seeing, hearing, and you're floating through this shit. But you cannot see what you look like anywhere. The only way you can really see yourself again is if you take form into something.
Dude, and so like you're saying just seeing and hearing, bro. Like you could be an entity that has billions of senses.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not limiting it to seeing and hearing. Let's start at the basics. Just I'm thinking of video game perspective, right? Like you don't really feel unless you have a controller that
Bro,
vibrates.
my mind's getting melted right now. I'm seeing some shit. And I feel weirdly enough, there is a level of not letting go, kind of contrasting today's stream topic. Right, the fact that you so consistently come back to be Christian, day in, day out.
Yeah, there
Like,
is a.
I have very good confidence in telling you, good night, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Like every single breath that I can get out of this life, I will take with glee and gratitude until the day that I can't, at which point I will let go gracefully with gratitude as well. In that, yes, there's actually a lot that suffered in life as well, dude. Letting go of that weight, of that burden, it's basically a gift you don't deserve yet. You have to earn that shit. And it's almost like taking a holiday. Like you work and you work and you work and you fucking fight demons every day. You get up and you do the things that you need to do to pay the bills, buy the food, get through another couple of months. And then you're like, cool, it's holiday time. And I feel like, at least that's my perception of passing away. Passing away means you are moving through a passage into another place away from here. Doesn't mean there's an end. You're just going somewhere else.
I believe this as well.
And my sister believes that it is just end. It just ends.
Really?
Yes. So I don't know what she believes right now, but we've had many conversations over it, and she says, when you end, you end. You don't happen again. And she is one of probably, I don't know, to me, I guess I'm being biased because she's my family, but she is one of the most powerful minds that exist on planet Earth. She is just phenomenal. Her aura spans the universe and back. It's intimidating. And she says, no, it just ends. I'm like, okay, but you believe in the concept of infinity, right? At least mathematically speaking. You believe that there has to exist a set that carries on even as we're speaking. And she says yes, and I'm like, cool, then contained within that infinite set is everything, which means that it is literally impossible to end.
Yeah.
We can end, but that end is going to continue until it stops being an end.
That's such a beautiful way to see the infinity, dude. Thank you for sharing that, man. Yeah, point is, you can let go and you're not going to end. And it's not an encouragement, it's a freedom that you really are successful just being. The fact that I can say, I see you friends tomorrow, and I can believe that. I can see that, for all of us, gives me hope. I look forward to seeing you friends tomorrow every single day until it's today. Actually, just always seeing you friends today, weirdly enough. Stardust and ancient bones of a young skin suit powered by soul energy. You see, now Now we're getting. I'm curious about dying. Me too. Morbid curiosity. Dreams are whack, yo. I had some wacketh dreams last night as well. Y'all should try African Dream Root. I was telling you guys about a long time ago, and I'm not sure if any of you remember, but it makes your dreams really vivid and intense. You want some African Dream Root?
No. Not yet, at least.
I've taken them enough where the effects are more or less permanent. Do you get good sleep? You know, that's the thing I always think about. I took ADR, African Dream Root, once as a natural lucid dreamer, and it made things scary. Anyone's guess? It's not normal for me to have those kinds of dreams. You see, so it might be like mind manifesting to the point where you have to deal with things that are very uncomfortable. And if you have to do that every single night, it could get exhausting.
For shizzle.
I thought maybe the dreams themselves were scary. The thought that death is like taking off a tight shoe is quite comforting. That's the thing Maxine shares as well, and I think that's a Ram Dass
That's a
quote.
beautiful interpretation, I guess, or metaphor.
It's like you've outgrown this thing that you're wearing. Exactly.
That does feel good.
And you see, like, and I feel at the same time, like that sounds morbid or encouraging of suicide, right? Like someone might feel, I want to take off this old shoe. I believe the shoe should take off itself, right? That's also what should happen. You shouldn't force the shoe off. You shouldn't be like prying it off.
Should wilt it like a snakeskin.
Yeah, it should. Suddenly just. Stop it, bro. Making tortoise sex sounds. It was typical nighttime forest horror scenarios, and I had a moment of clarity and asked the dream space to present me something actually scary. I felt profound fear. Don't challenge your dream space to scare you. That sounds like something you would do.
I have,
Yeah,
and I have been scared.
Show me what's
Yeah,
next.
you get a level of pride. You're like, it's been a while since I've had a nightmare. You know, I've been really wrecking my demons in my sleep lately. Sleep ain't got shit on me anymore, dude. Fuck you, sleep. You can't scare me no more. Sleep is like,
Oh yeah.
oh wait, this guy thinks he's got fucking
Cojones.
big guns, bro.
I get great sleep. It lengthens your REM cycle, so I get solid rest. But when I have a fever, recently I had reoccurring nightmare. But it's part of the trip, I guess. I guess so as well. I feel nightmares in a way is like a psychological confronting within yourself. And in that way, it can be healthy.
I had
if
to
you're willing
crush
to-
anime high school students last night because they were psychic. Anyway, long story.
You got powers.
The world was ending. We had to save it. We had to kill a bunch of high school psychics, trap them in a boat, crush them, left them to drown.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, right. It's okay. I've lived through my trauma and I've come to accept it, Estienne, albeit dream trauma.
What does real even mean, dude? Are we willing to let go of that? What is real? Nothing is real. Everything is real. You know, because we're going
Some things
into
are real.
we're going to an age of extreme AI fuckery, dude.
Yes, we are.
We're-
I'm extremely concerned for the schools right now because the school system is practically abolished.
Oh yeah.
If
Like
you,
it's dead.
it's
It's pretty much dead. You want to tell me to stop?
stop.
You wanna hit your bets?
Dodecahedron. with-
Maxine usually likes to guess a color. Can you not
What?
read the card name?
You were literally holding it in my face. I
I'm
couldn't
so
help but
sorry.
read it.
I mean, I don't know if our friends know the cards that well just yet, so. Some friends might exactly know what color it is. Though. Massive brain and a blue. We got a blue vote. If you don't leave time for the shoe to fall off on its own, you won't learn everything you could, having walked in that shoes. Learned in this life, I agree. Dry story and completely. I'll share you the dream later. I wrote it all down. I think you'll find the fractal fascinating. Please do. Please do. Teach me. Pasty, thank you for joining me too. You have to grow into your shoe before you can take it off. Walk in it for as long as you can. Orange. We got a blue, we got an orange. Let's see what it is.
I suppose if you don't use it to its full potential, at the end it's wasted energy. Potential energy.
Oranges. It's true, dude. You basically didn't make the most of your life.
Use it until it breaks.
Use it until it breaks. I mean, it breaks and you can sometimes still use it even after that, bro. There are people that are completely paralyzed living right now.
That's still life. That's not broken life.
Divine thought, Christian. The dodecahedron with its 12 equal pentagonal five-sided faces. And that does that, bro. Look, five-sided. Is one of the 5 three-dimensional shapes called the Platonic solids. The dodecahedron is associated with the female side of our natures and the element of ether or prana. It is a symbol of heaven and divine thought. Choosing this card connects you with divine thought and asks you to contemplate the truth of universal oneness. Whew. Both metaphysics and quantum physics affirm that we are part and parcel of every particle of energy and one with all of creation. Consciously move into your breath and connect with the prana force that resides there. Feel yourself moving away from the concept of duality and separation into an experience of oneness and unity of all life. Breathe deeply and enjoy a feeling of harmony within your being. Visualize how this divine thought will affect your present life. Celebrate the shift you are making and realize how they will aid all of humanity in our intentional evolution from polarity consciousness to divine oneness.
You know, this shit would be so great for card flicking.
They probably would. They're kind of heavy, huh? I'm gonna ask friends for help. Please send me your power. Kamehameha.
One of my favorite sentences to say, even though I'm not a Christian, is "Lord, give me strength." And I really do. I beg that of the universe sometimes. I'm like, give me strength.
I feel Lord is even like a soft word, dude. It's not even that far-reaching. Like as a simulacrum, right? Like they are lords because they own land in Ireland, bro.
It depends on the weight you put into the word, I suppose.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like the fractal you attach to it. You have to grow into your shoe before you can take it off. And you will come to find that we are all of one mind and capable of all that's imagined and unconceived. Tool.
Let's see what we got. Tool. I have a friend that absolutely adores Tool. She keeps trying to get me into them.
Tool was my introduction to Alex Gray. It was either that or the other way around, bro. My mind is pretty melted on that right now. Alex Gray does the cover art for Tool.
I see.
Do you know Alex Gray?
I do know Alex Gray. You've shown me Alex Gray several times now.
I love him so much.
He's an admirable artist.
Oh,
Does some pretty whack and cool stuff.
He sees some things. Give me strength are words often spoken by me. Manifest. Ooh, man, respect. I see a snowflake, dude, but it's like
when you're praying, bro, you're like, give me strength.
Give me strength. Thank you, friends, for giving me some of your strength. In like 20 minutes, even less than 20 minutes, we're gonna have a Sangha. I look forward to seeing you, friends. There. Or not. Sangha. I live and breathe Tool. Sangha. Sangha. Thank you, friends, for joining me for the conscious evolution. I'll see you, friends, again soon. Love you. Cheers.